this is the runner-up deck. Like I said, I'm gonna be going over tournament winning decks. I guess for now, just for the sake of time, depending, I really just want to go over the top one, but because I wanted to go over this one anyway, this is the runner-up. So for this one, since it's the first time, I'm gonna do the second and then first placement. So this, as a red player, let's just ding it up. Let's just clap it up right now, okay? Because I'm very proud to see red get some representation. I get whooped by blue all the time, so it is really nice to see some red action right now. So if we zoom in, I can tell you guys right off the bat, we got the Godzilla 2023, the rank 1, 6K. This Fest Godzilla, I know that this one, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, Godzilla Fest, I'll just look them up like this. It has an ability that involves advancing your opponent's monster. Yep, right here. At the beginning of your end phase, if this card invaded this turn, advance your opponent's monster card by 1 zone. So, and I know just looking at this rank 3 right here, this enter says to advance your opponent's monster. So I was very skeptical from the beginning of the game to run cards that had this these types of effects, because I personally didn't like the idea of helping your opponent get closer to the finish line, theoretically, right? But that was before my Godzilla card game brain was developed, or lack thereof. And so that actually, even though yes, you could think that way, it also helps you at the same time, because in this game, for those that are new or just trying to get into it or are learning, you kind of want your opponent to be in higher zones, so that way you can play higher cost battle cards, okay? So oh, yo, thanks for the follow, Ian. I appreciate that. I need to definitely update my sounds to reflect the Godzilla folks in here. And then this rank 4, so this is the 1975. So let's go back, because actually no, I know what this does. I play this one too. So this is a burst 3 as well. All right, so this is a burst 2, this is a burst 3, meaning that, like, if you have a rank 2, so in this case for the Godzilla 2004, if you have a rank 2, you can stack it, initiate that, or call out the bursting, and then it goes from a rank 2 to a rank 3 for that turn. So you don't even have to be repelled in order to do that, or you don't have to be the same rank to play the new guy. And then in that case, you get a bonus rage, and then that makes your threat level, which is you see my mouse right here, this number higher. Okay, and then yeah, and and then by the end of the turn, they have to get discarded. So that's like the only, caveat. But with this rank 4 Godzilla 1975, when it invades, and if it destroys one of my own monsters, right, then I believe you decrease your opponent's rage by 2, if I get that right. That is something that I do play. So yeah, that is what we're working with. I actually love the fact that they're playing all of these. 2 of the 4 I actually play, these 2 right here. Actually, the 4th one I have this in my deck. This one right here, the Godzilla 1975. It's the other one. I think it's a Godzilla 2023, where he's like he's about to shoot his atomic breath, where it has the enter ability of sniping all the battle cards in the same column, which is actually really cool. So let's go on to the main deck. So the main deck only runs 2 copies of that Godzilla 2004, which I find very interesting right off the bat, because again, I have a type of deck that is very similar to the winning deck. Okay, this is the deck we're gonna go over later. It has a lot of fucking monster cards. Ooh, I love seeing that right there. Oh, I love seeing this. But like I said, let's go over one at a time, okay? So we have Ebira, we have Kumonga, we have Shinsei Maru, if I can read blurry, right? And then we have Mechagodzilla 1974 and my boy Kamak, aka Kamakarus. And looks like we have some Manda. We have Varan. Yep, I can read blurry. and reinforcements. I'm going over the top row real quick before getting into this bottom row, only because the one thing that I have to obviously call out is this deck relies fully on utilizing the lower ranked battle cards. Why? And it's simple enough, and I can just see the strategy playing out before my very eyes without even seeing the deck in action. Okay, the fact of the matter is, like I said, you may want to have your opponent at higher zones so you could play some of these higher cost guys right down here. Okay, your Hidoras, your freaking King Ghidorahs, right? Even King Caesar's chilling at a 6 cost. But if you're playing an opponent that's not trying to be moving so much, then that means you would have to wait. And this deck is not trying to wait. It's like, no. I'm trying to get some action. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Moist Matthew, appreciate the follow. So this deck right here is, I love the thought process. Not something that I've done yet, but I am motivated to even want to try to run something like this. And I can also, wait, what the heck was that? That was a sound effect that I... Oh, yo, Subwood Prime? My guy. Yo, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That does mean a lot. And now I'm getting... What is this? What is this? What is this fucking Smash Brothers sound effects? Bro, I literally forget some of the sound effects that I have, or the alerts that I have. I don't know why I get 2 at the same time. Let me... Hold on. I want to... Because I don't want this to be too distracting. Hold up. Where was it? I think it was... Was it up here? No. I don't even know. Okay, yeah. I think I just muted one of them. Okay, so thank you. Thank you again. Ian stopped me with that Red Rage first game of the tournament. Yeah, we're gonna get into Ian's deck in a sec. So like I'm saying, so again, the strategy of just having these battle cards coming out very early on, because again, like, especially if you're going, let's say if you're going turn 2, or yeah, if you're going second, you're literally able to play a lot of these cards like right off the bat, which means that you're able to go for those early counters / repels. I like to refer to the repels in zones 1 to 5 as counter attacks, because you're not pushing anybody back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just staying in there. So I guess it would make more sense to just, but it doesn't matter. It all means the same thing. So unfortunately, I cannot see the counter power on these because it's being covered by the damn how many copies they're running. But I can, that's what this is for over here on the deck recipe, John. Modify your search criteria real quick so we can I could tell you guys really fast, like exactly like the kind of counter power. Yeah, 1,000. So it's like, imagine you're running 4 Ebidas, and I think Kumonga might actually be like 2K. Also, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. Modify the search. Oh no, this is like taking way too long. Kumonga. By any chance, do you happen to have the actual deck recipe list of this deck that we're looking at? Because if that's the case, it would actually be a lot easier for me to zoom in. Oh, so this is 1,000 plus. So if this card is in zone 8, this card gains 3,000 counter power. That's not even bad. So alone, this gets 4. That's a Tuscan Cal question. Yeah, if Tuscan, I know followed. I don't know if he's still watching. He might be lurking or whatever. But yeah, if you guys can find me the link for that, so it's a little easier for me to zoom in on the cards that I don't know off the top of my head, then that would be helpful. But anyways, I mean, like, the strategy, obviously, like I had mentioned, is the fact that you're able to play battle cards very, very, very fast. And you can, you're able to go for those quick repels. So in a sense, it doesn't even, like, I feel like this deck doesn't even have, like, it doesn't have a problem with being repelled in return. And let me quickly look at some of these strategies right here. So I already know off the bat, Godzilla landing, yeah, this is to push. So this advances 1 zone, right? So if they're trying not to move, but they get a force move at the end of their turn, and they're not trying to do any type of self-imposed invasions. Godzilla Landing is there, and there's 4 copies of that. You're able to play that pretty early on. This deck, I feel like, to really get moving, you want to be in at least 3, so you can take advantage of some of these things. Having 2 copies of Godzilla Attacks, which advances you to zone 6, is, you know, pretty good. So that helps you move along the board pretty fast. Having, oh yeah, let's ding this right here. Y'all already know I'm always a fan of seeing Gravity Beam with King Ghidorah, and I know King Ghidorah is right there. So check this out. For those that don't know, Gravity Beam, even with the blurriness, I already see what that shit says. Your opponent discards cards until they have 3 cards remaining in their hand, okay? I love this card. I love this card, and I love what it does with King Ghidorah if you're able to get it going, right? So, again, red has a lot of great control. You're able to move your opponent. You're able to freaking mess up their hand, and then you even get... So, running 1 copy of Heat Ray Charge is nice. This is a two-step. So, you know, in case you wanted to not use it, or, you know, if you wanted to actually draw some more cards, because, again, we're running a lot of battle cards, so there's a lot of potential to draw into cards like Varon, which at Awakening 6 for a cost 4, you draw 2, discard 2. That helps you shuffle through the deck a little bit more. Maybe try to search in for that Hidora or the King Ghidorah, especially if you're helping them get to Zone 8. Now, other than that, let's see. So, Mecha Godzilla, I know, is an Awakening 4. I believe this one gets 3K as well. Off the top of my head, let me see really quick just to verify. I'm just typing Mecha so I can get all of the... Yeah, here we go. So this one says, yeah, this card gains 3,000 counter power. Yep, I know my cards. All right, so this one's basically a 4K once you're in 4 or beyond. So yeah, man, like this has a lot of potential to really just get you those quick repels early on in the game very fast, and I can understand why this could kind of throw some people off. And the other interesting part, the synergy with this deck is so strong, just because I know off rip that Hidora is a card that comes out for less. So just because you see this as an 8 cost, don't be fooled, because anytime you have battle cards in your area, this shit costs less for each one. So if you have 3 battle cards, which again, let's say if you're like over here, oh, I got my man Kamak, you know what I'm saying? Like Kamakuras, he's coming out, boom. It's an Awakening, I think that's Awakening 4 or 6. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you get his ability to go off, he gets 2 of his brothers out. So that's right there is 3. Oh, perfect. All right, bet. You have an instrument. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout outs to Ian. Okay. So now we have a better deck log view. Saving the day. Let's see. Yes. Excellent. Okay, so now we could just hit this icon right there. Boom. Isn't that more beautiful? Awakening 6. Okay, I was right. So enter. This card was played from your hand. Search your deck for up to 2 Kamakaris. I'm like saying it differently every time on purpose. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, yes, play them and then shuffle. So again, they're 2K each, 6K, and then you get to play Hidora. Hidora's a freaking 7K right there. Boom. Yeah, you like this. I'm telling you, oh, the beautiful pixels, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, this deck is mad fun. Also, let's also go over Manda. I don't see too much. What is this? If this card is in a zone, addition to your monster, this card gains... yo, man, see, the synergy is actually really good with this deck. I'm not even gonna lie. I would actually love to see a version of this in set 2 with some of the newer cards to see if any of those new guys can help something like this out. But again, this deck doesn't revolve or require or need any sort of rage, because it literally only runs 2 rage in the main deck, which is impressive in and of itself. We also have Giant Condor, which is a very strong deck that works with everything, just because it makes itself a 10K straight up. If this card is in the same column as your opponent's monster card, this card gains 5,000. So this is a counter card. So it's like you play this where your opponent's at, boom, you get that extra 5K. The only caveat is that whenever they rage, this gets popped. But that's okay, because this deck doesn't care, okay? This deck does not care. It's like, bro, go ahead, do what you want. When it's my turn, I'm gonna do what I want. and I'm gonna do it with all my weak friends, or at least you think they're weak, but together we're stronger together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I love to see. That's what I love to freaking see. Also, King Caesar, what do you do again? So if this card is in a zone adjacent to your monster card, this gains 3,000. So this is a 7k when it's holding hands with your monster, right? Similar to Manda. So King Caesar is just a stronger Manda card. Adjacent to your monster card, it gains 3. They both actually give themselves 3, except this one starts out weaker, which is totally fair. So you're able to literally play a card next to your monster. Then you got cards like Kumonga, where if they're in zone 8, they get 3k. So it's like, come on, bro. Like, this is insane. And then I guess I'm going to save my favorite thing to explain about this deck for last, is when they get the King Ghidorah combo, because if you're wondering, first of all, if you're wondering, like, oh, what if they're too weak? Like, what if I can't rely on some of these, like, plus 3k, plus 4, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys are just very weak even with their self-imposed power-ups. Well, that's what King Ghidorah's here for with the Gravity Beam. If you have a card named Gravity Beam in play, this card gains 20k counter power. Like, this shit is, oh my god. Like, I love, oh my god, yo, Tuscan with the sub too, bro. Man, you guys are actually kind of fire. Not kinda, you are fire. Let's go. Appreciate all the love right here. So yes, King Ghidorah, Gravity Beam, one of my favorite, if not my favorite combo in the game, and it's not even something that I've been personally able to pull off. I've never been able to do it, but seeing this in the deck, man, makes me freaking happy. What? Yo, what? Why does this Smash Brothers shit keeps playing? Hold on, I got. Hold on. I feel like I have like 2 alert thingies on, and I totally forgot about that. I'm logging in just to see if that is actually the case, so that I don't overdo it here with some of these alerts. I don't want to disturb you guys. Yes, let's just turn these off. Yes. Okay. Let's see if that actually worked or not. But I just want 1 set of alerts on. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to turn you guys off. So you put a lot of work in. Well, my guy. Listen, you want to talk about putting in work? You've been putting in work, bro. That fucking Discord is beautiful, son. Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, I think I went over everything in this deck. This deck, again, it's a runner-up. But in my eyes, this is a winner, okay? This is a winner-ass deck, okay? Because it synergizes well. There's a lot of potential to just do things early on, which in my book, if you're able to stress your opponent out as soon as the game starts, you're already here. You won the mind game. You're OD. You're out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm trying to say. So I hope this deck does win in the future. And like I said, me personally, like, if I had enough extras, I would probably make this on the side just to play this as like my for fun deck, because bro, like, who wouldn't want to try some shit like this out? Because I feel like in a build similarly to mine, you really can't do too much early on, because I don't rely on lower rank battle cards. I actually like playing a lot of monsters, and I like playing I like raging up a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Broly fan, okay? I come from Dragon Ball, so, and I'm not saying the card game, I'm Dragon Ball the anime, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here with Broly. I love raging up. So, shout out to this deck. Now, let me go into this deck now. This is the winner. The winner. Okay, so check it out. This is Ian's deck, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I have some notes here before I go on my little spiel on what I think about it, because I can already tell you. I mean, if you won, right? So what the fuck am I gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Like, you won, bro. Like, you got it, right? Okay, so let me see. So here we go. So, and this is from Ian. So there's two bullet points here. So plan A is get a quick invasion victory. Use the high density of monster cards in the deck plus the rank 1 monster's ability to get a bunch of rage and advance up the field. Find the pivotal turn to threaten lethal, rage out to uncountably high numbers, and go for the kill. Beautifully said. I love that. And we can already see that, yes, that is exactly what you're doing. Because let me tell you something right here. I run this. I run this card. This is a very strong card. At the beginning of your counter phase, send the top card of your deck to your discard pile. If it is a monster, increase this card's rage by 1. Your chances of doing that is pretty high, of course, because look how many freaking monster cards we got. Literally almost 4 copies of all of them, minus this one, of course, because it's the 2-step. I already know. Oh, yep, see? Boom. So, that's a lot of freaking 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 34. That is fire. Dude, oh my god, that is, ooh, that's exciting. That, like, I think I run like 26. Seeing the fact that you broke the 30 mold, oh my god, that's dingable. Jesus Christ, that's exciting. Okay, so my man got 34 fucking monster cards. That's amazing. Okay, now before I go into all these monsters, let me just get the white cards out of the way, because those are easy to get. So we already talked about Varon. This is a staple. Awakening 6, enter, draw 2, discard 2. This literally just helps you get new rage, right? Or this helps you switch out some of the monsters that you may not have any use for depending on the turn, right? And of course, because we can burst, we can stack, right? And when we do that, we take advantage of the new effects. I'm sure a lot of you guys already do this, but for those that, you know, might be new or they're trying to learn, whatever, one tidbit that I like doing is I like having cards that, whether depending on what they do, if they have an enter effect, it's cool to like let's say you get repelled and you have the new one come out, boom, if they have an enter effect right then and there, it triggers, it happens, it rips like it's Beyblade, and then we move on, right? Then the other side of that is if you have someone like in this case, we got, and I love this one too because this searches, right? So this Godzilla 2023, when invading, search your deck for up to 1 rank 3 card named Godzilla 2023 with a burst, reveal it, and add it to your hand, right? And if you do it, and if you do a 2-step, you're getting 2 of those, okay? Now, he does have weak threat, but that doesn't matter because we're trying to search, okay? Trust me, I know this because I play this as well. And this is very good because I can already see, look, 4 copies of this one. I love it. 4 copies of this one. Yeah. Let's go. This is burst 2? Nah, this is not burst, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So he has 8 potential searches just off of that one. So like I said, what I was trying to say was, so you take advantage of the invade effect, and then if you want, depending on what else you have, so you could do this one right here, boom, enter. Your opponent discards card until they have 4 remaining in their hand. So what you do is, you do the invasion, and then you do the stack, or a burst, and then you're taking advantage of multiple effects within a turn. Beautiful. Chef's fucking kiss. Okay? Let's take a look at this one right here. So this is the rank 3 in the monster deck. So opponent's turn. Yo, Snow, welcome in. We're going over the tournament winning decks right here. So Godzilla 1974. Opponent's turn. At the beginning of the counter phase, destroy all your opponent's rank 5 or lower battle cards in the same column in this card. So this is very control-y, and that's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing. All right. It's a very good thing because this is control-y. Why? Because this is preventing and making your opponent think twice on where they have their battle cards. Okay? Because and especially if they're rank 5 or lower. This does not target anyone that's 6 or higher, unfortunately, but hey, at least it's something. You're able to make them think twice before they start putting stuff down, because this will pop it right off rip, okay? Ian says, plus, like, worst case scenario, the rank 2 is like add 2 monster cards to your hand, essentially. Yes, Godzilla is always hype. So, yeah, I like having this as an option. This is actually very good. This is a good strategy on your part. And then I guess we'll just go over the last one right here. So this one, Godzilla 2023, this one, I run this, but I don't think I have it as my in my monster deck. I think I just run it in. I actually don't even... My deck is downstairs, damn it. Anyway, so whenever this card's rage is increased, destroy all of your opponent's battle cards in the same column as this card. So this is a sniper, right? And then on your opponent's turn, at the beginning of the counter phase, if this card has 3 or more rage, destroy all your opponent's battle cards in the same column as this card. So this still gets opportunities to continue board wiping. Not too bad. I don't think I run this personally in my monster deck, now that I think about it, because this is very conditional. And again, it's not, like I said, it's not very hard. My man Ian is running 34 monster cards. Like, he's having no problem raging up at all. And also, while we're talking about raging up, I can tell you right now, this one in particular, this Godzilla Fest rank 4 Godzilla, this one is sick, okay? Because on the enter, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, send them to the discard pile. For each monster card revealed this way, increase his rage by 1. OD. If a card with 2 step is revealed this way, this card advances to zone 6. So this is beautiful simply because if you get repelled, okay? If you get repelled and you are now your rank 4 and you then play this on top, let's say you're in 3, bro, after you see the inevitable 2-step, you're gonna get a free pass to zone 6 from 3, bro. Insane. And then, you know, are we playing... No. Okay, I was about to say, are you playing Godzilla attacks? Because... Oh, no, because Godzilla attacks put you in 6, too. So, never mind. So, you would still be able to do a 2-step and just get to 8 for that, like, that added pressure. And that one is actually one of my favorite cards. Cheating up to zone 6 is crazy. Yeah, dude. Oh, it's fire. It's fire. It's fire. All right. So, like I was trying to say before, and I got too tracked and distracted with all these beautiful monster cards in front of me. So, we were going over the white stuff. So, the Varon we already went in. The Condor we already talked about from the last deck. Being that this one, super easy to boost this one up, especially if you want it to be in if you put it in the same column as wherever their monster card's at. Only caveat is it gets popped whenever their rage goes up. But, you know, again, you're freeing up your own zones essentially anyway. And then 2 copies of one of my favorite cards in the game, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. So this, I'm sure you would not have a problem playing this quote-unquote early in the game, because for those that don't know, this card actually requires you to have 7 or no, well, essentially it's 8 or more. You need 8 or more monster cards in your discard pile in order to play this card. And then when your monster invades and there's no monster cards underneath it, you may place 1 monster card from your discard pile under the card to then set their rage to 0. And it has a 10k counter power, super fucking strong. Yo, shout out to Omega Black, I see you in the chat. This card, very staple. It's so good. 2 copies. Actually, I have 2 copies of it as well. It's a very strong card. Of course, you can only play it when your opponent is in 7, but that's why we play cards like Godzilla Landing to put their asses into 6 if they're in 5, or I'm sorry, it's the 7 if they're in 6, so on and so forth. And let me see. Do you have any other? I think that's, let me see. I don't think you have any other cards in here that force move your opponent. Yeah, no, that's the only one. Oh, I had to sneeze. Okay. And then and then this one. Yes, this is the Godzilla card game. I'm going over a tournament winning deck right here. So this guy, this king of the monsters, this, gotta ding it. Another one of my favorite cards. This guy, he'd be like, he'd be staring at that board like, you're all gonna die type shit, right? So this card gets 3,000 counter power for each of your monster cards rage, son. I don't need to explain how strong that is. Okay, with a game like this is the plan B right here. Oh, let me read over plan B. So you have plan B notes right over here. So Ian says, this is from the Discord, so join the Discord, pinned in the pin, right? Plan B is go for the countering victory. Use Godzilla King of the Monsters to get a ton of counter power out of nowhere in exchange for raging. We can cleanly pivot into plan B by playing a King of the Monsters via Awakening when we're at zone 8, naturally as a result of advancing plan A, usually on turn 3 or so. Wow. And so there's an add-on. Burning through the deck too quickly, that is actually on purpose. We want to see our whole deck every game. So it's pretty typical to second cycle the graveyard back in. And I could tell you, as someone that doesn't even play close to the same amount of monster cards as this version, I could tell you right now, I cycle through my deck as well. So it is very normal. And for any of the new folks, you don't lose the game if you run out of cards. When you run out of your cards out of your main deck, you literally just say, all right, please hold. You take your discard pile, you fucking do this, cut that shit, boom, continue playing. It's like, it's so dope to see that happen. And yes, if your monster card has 3 or more rage and this card is in zones 1 to 5, so this card can't be destroyed by your opponent's effects. So this has some minor protection on it as well, which makes it so good. I love it. Yeah, man, this deck all around, I mean, it's very, very self-explanatory. It does the job. It is very, very good. Oh yeah, actually, let me see. Yeah, this one right here. This goes from burst. This is a burst 1, rank 2. So when invading, you send the top card of your deck to the discard pile. If it is a monster, destroy one of your opponent's rank 5 or lower. Fire. What's this one do? 1954. When this card's rage is increased, send the top card of your deck to the discard pile. If it is a monster card, destroy one of your opponent's rank 6 or lower. So even with having as many monsters as it does, I mean, I know this one does similarly. You just have to have 2 or more rage, destroy one of your 6 or lower battle cards. Yep. This one gets more threat level. Yeah, the pattern is simple. The majority of all these effects, they are able to destroy 5 or lower, 6 or lower. And, you know, it's like the percentage of not running into a monster card when it's the top card of your discard is low, you know? Like, and then if you, for whatever reason, outside of this guy right here, if you already didn't have these rank 3s, if you needed more searchability, you have Varon, right? And you run Heat Ray Charge. Draw 2 cards. Boom. You're chilling. Now you also have Space Beam. If your monster card has 2 or more rage, your opponent discards card. Yo, see, and you have hand control as well. You got hand control as well, bro. And then shout outs to, I like to call this the final option, final showdown. So you can play this from your hand with its rank reduced by 1 for each zone your monster card invaded this turn. So destroy all your battle cards for both players. Which is actually crazy because like, you could technically play, yeah, you could play this and then be like, because this deck doesn't really have a lot of battle cards. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you realistically could literally just wait. Let's say you were in 4, you do a 2-step to 6, you play Final Showdown on 6 because, you know, like, yeah, and then you wipe their board. You're not even running any monsters. Let's say they're in 7, you get to play fucking this. Maybe not that, but still, that's fire. Yeah, if mill monster card equals good, yes. We play this on turn 2 all the time and blow up a whole board of evolution larvas. Wait a minute, you play Final Showdown on turn 2? Is that what you're saying? How the hell does that work? I might have missed something. But yes, overall, this deck is very, very, very solid. I love what I see. You know, actually, oh, invade 2 again, Final Showdown. Yeah. See, this deck I actually might be able to run. Actually, no, I don't think so, because I have 2 copies of this, 2 copies of this. I definitely have 2 copies of these guys, but I probably am missing. Yeah, I'm missing these. I have like 1 of this, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 2, but definitely 1. I'd be able to play a variation of this at the very least. But yeah, man, give a shout out to Ian. Ian performed very well. You know, just looking at this deck, super strong. Rage. Like, and the rage helps him survive from being repelled and countered. So, all in all, if I was to give this deck a rating, this deck gets a godlike. It passes, all right? It's a hot rod. All right, and with that, If you guys want more Godzilla deck recipe reviews off the tournaments, or if there's any interesting builds that you guys got and you want me to check out, let me know, and we'll get to them when we get to them.